Hi everyone. The first online resource that I looked into was BrainPOP. As soon as I saw it on the list, I kind of went for it. Um, and I do want to start off by saying I do have a subscription to BrainPOP. We all get one through the IU. I have not used it or utilized it as much as I should, but I do have it. I think the only time I really utilized it was during ESY. I teach ESY during the school year, and I do classroom based, and just kind of a fun little activity for the students to do and kind of watch the video together, based on if my students' academic level. Last year I didn't use it. The year before I did. I've also used it when I have had my students for longer than a year, and I'm kind of pulling at some other resources to keep them interested, and as well as myself. Gets boring doing the same thing all the time. So, BrainPOP, when you look up BrainPOP, brainpop.com, this is their homepage, and right away, today's free BrainPOP topic, which has changed daily. So each day there seems to be something new there, which is really cool. There's a section for grown-ups, which I thought was really neat, how we can engage families, see what's new, get started with their intro course, which seems really intriguing, new effectiveness study, introduce coding across your curriculum, lots of cool things to look into. Down here, but wait, there's more. I always knew there was BrainPOP Junior, never knew there was BrainPOP ELL. There's actually like a gaming thing too. BrainPOP Cast, which has definitely grown since I was a student and watching BrainPOP. I went to the About BrainPOP section. I think we're all kind of familiar with BrainPOP. You know, there's the video topics and then different activities. One thing that I really like the BrainPOP is down here. It's playful, educator focused, reflective, and global. So it's really, really kind of neat. So I'm going to go back to the free stuff, because if you don't have an account, you can only see the free stuff. So here we are, free stuff. There's a science section, social studies section, an English section, math, arts and music, health, engineering, and tech. And then down here, more free stuff. One thing I did take note of, here's the BrainPOP Junior free stuff. There is no BrainPOP ELL free stuff from what I have found. Just something to keep in mind. So the one thing I teach, social skills, emotional regulation, there wasn't a topic for that, but the health stuff seems to fit. I do teach conflict resolution, setting goals, and I touch on personal hygiene as needed. So the one thing that I was immediately drawn to was the setting goals. So, BrainPOP, video, movie as they call it, quiz, challenge, make a map, make a movie, meaning a beep, game up, some games, Newsella, primary sources, related readings, activities. Kiddos can work right through that. The one thing that I am struggling with, and I really think you can only get the student data if you have an account. So you could have your kids take it, but I'm not sure there's any way to pull that data and see how they really did if you don't have an account. Kind of researched a little bit about that, and the one thing I found, let me go back, got a little ahead of myself, tracking student activity with BrainPOP. I just Googled, how do you track your student activity, and the BrainPOP educators website popped up, and it's totally great. There's these lovely videos that explain everything, and you create a class, you can track their progress, see what they did on the quizzes. As an educator, you can also make your own quizzes. But like I said, I think you can only do this if you have an account. I haven't figured out how to do anything like this if you don't have one. There's also some other great videos here, the differentiating student pathways, and the one really caught my attention, flipping your classroom with my BrainPOP. So it kind of, this is a really long video, so I'm not going to lie, I only listened to like the first 4 minutes of it, but it's this teacher who's talking about it, how he used it. He uses quizzes as homework, answering the questions, and it's really kind of cool. It was cool to listen to someone that, or get a brief intro from someone that has done it. So the one thing that, like I keep mentioning, and I'm kind of stuck on, is I'm not sure the assessment piece where you're getting the data really works unless you have an account. But your students can still work through all this. It can still be an activity. You could have them record their information. So as I look at the recognizing good digital content and I go back to BrainPOP, there's lots of positives here. And I think the top one is the graphics. And it's very appealing to the eye. There's lots of fun colors, lots of stuff going on. It's very, very fun. It's very interactive. You can click this. I'll check a different one out. You have the quiz they can work through. They can either review or have it graded. There's a challenge for each of the activities. Again, you can have it review or graded. And you can kind of pick, or it tells you there's multiple response, fill in the sentence, sequencing, or matching a list. The making a map I didn't really look into. I watched a video on it. It seems kind of cool. There's images they can use, keywords, where you start, all that fun stuff. Something that could be fun for students kind of see. Same thing, you can make a movie. Newsela, I think I'm saying it right. I've been in classrooms where they use it. I think it's totally awesome that this has the video connecting to real life. There's the related readings. There's some trivia. Did you know? In-depth discoveries and inventions, and some other sections there that they can kind of extend their learning. I did kind of touch on the assessment part. There is the quiz that is offered. But like I mentioned, I think you can only get that data back if you have an account. Other than that, I think it would have to be like student responsibility, writing down your grade, or even, bringing your computer up to the teacher, screenshotting your score, or something along those lines. It is self-paced. There's no time limit on this. You kind of just go with it. And I think it's a really, it seems user-friendly. I think it's a great resource for students to use, and I remember using it. I always remember doing it whole group, but I always enjoyed it. So I think it's a great resource that you should check out and see if the free stuff, if you don't have an account, how you could incorporate any of that into your room. Thanks.